students, I am Vizia, English teacher, working as school assistant at CHP01, East Godavari district. I am glad to meet you all here. Today in this session, we will be discussing Module 1, Chapter 1 from 10th class English textbook, First Flight. The lesson A Letter to God is written by G.L. Fuentes. It's about a farmer, Lencho, who writes a letter to God and seeks help from Him. It's all about his faith in God and how he receives help from God. Let's enjoy English language through this story, which is embodied with spirituality and noble values. Before we go deep into our lesson, let's have a look at overview of today's session. Overview of today's session, Letter to God. Firstly, we are going to have Before You Read activity, in which we will be dealing with reflecting activity, briefing of the story, and activity on money order. Then it is followed by reading the text, in which we are going to read out important concepts and sequence of the story, followed by oral comprehension check. Then we are going to have thinking about the text, and finally we are going to have thinking about the language. Now, as we got an idea on the overview of today's session, let's have a look at the learning objectives of today's session. Learning objectives of today's session. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the concepts of faith and spirituality. Recognize the importance of expressing emotions. Fill out the money order and know its importance. Read the text and answer the questions. Express your opinion after thinking about the text. Use dictionary to find different names in different parts of the world about storms. Match the sentences in column A with the meaning of hope in column B. Now, as you came to know the learning objectives of today's session, now we will move on to first part of our session, Before You Read activity. Before you read activity. Faith can move mountains. Have you ever heard about it? If you have, then please do share your experiences with your friends and teacher. If you haven't heard of it, just think of it now as you came across it now, right? We do have faith in our religion, God, in our culture, in our festivals, even in our nation also. Right? Yes. Faith means strong belief or trust. Not only in religious and customs related faiths, we do have faith in our mother, father, sister, brother, in our friends, doctor, and even in our teacher. Hope you got an idea on faith. Now you can say, in what and who do you have faith in? Right, students? Good. To know if you got what is faith, I shall ask you one question. Here we go. What should we put our faith in? In others or in oneself? Yes, of course, in others also and in oneself also. We must believe ourselves. This is the question the story delicately poses. Right, students? So, well done for your right answer. A letter to God is written by G.L. Fuentes, a well-known Mexican author. The story is based on a man named Lencho who is a farmer. He writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. The story essentially deals with unshakable faith and love he had in God. Does Lencho's letter reach God? If at all it reached, how does God send him the money? Oh, this is the big question. Do you know how we people in India used to send money to our relatives and friends in villages when all these electronic gadgets and digital payments are not available? Yes, we shall learn about it by an activity on money order. Here we go. One of the cheapest ways to send money to someone is through the post office. Have you ever sent or received money in this way? The options given are yes, I have. No, I haven't. What's the right option you are going to choose? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Of course, both are acceptable. It's not about the right or wrong, it's about the experience. So if you just try to express, that's a good try. Now we will look at the steps you have to follow at the post office in order to complete a money order form. Right? Here is what you have to do. After going to the post office, go to the counter, mark money order. Then buy a money order form by paying 50 paise to the person behind the counter. Fill in the appropriate boxes in the form, preferably in black letters only. Then pay the counter clerk the amount of money to be sent along with the charges. Finally, you need to take back the money order acknowledgement counter file for your record. Now, we will see how to fill the money order form also. The money order form looks like this. In the first part of the money order form, we have how much money we have to send and the address to whom we are sending. Now we are looking at the area which is filled by the postal department officials. In the final part, we have two more sections. Those are the acknowledgement and space for communication. As now you got an idea, you can fill the form in your textbook and answer the following questions. Now complete the following statements. In addition to the sender, the form has to be signed by the dash before sending the money order to the payee. The options given are postal office, signature of the receiver. What's the right option? Yes, Postal official is the right option. Here is a star for you. One more completing the statement question asked here is the acknowledgement section of the form is sent back by the post office to the dash after the payee signs it. The options given are receiver, sender. What's the right answer? Sender is the right answer. Good job. Now, one more question. Here is the space for communication section is used for. Option 1, communicating the message. Option 2, writing the reason for sending the amount. Yes, what is the right option you are going to choose? Communicating the message, writing the reason for sending the amount. Yes, both are right answers. Great work, my dear students. The form has 6 sections. The sender needs to fill out dash sections. So how many sections the sender needs to fill? That's the question asked. The options given are 2 sections, 6 sections. What's the right answer? Yes, 2 sections is the right option. Good job. Now, we will move on to reading the important concepts of the story in a sequential manner. Here we go. Reading the text. Lencho was a dedicated and hardworking farmer who lived in a valley. From his house one could see the river and the fields of ripe corn dotted with the flowers. He was expecting a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Now we are really going to get some water, woman, said Lencho. The woman referred here is Lencho's wife. The woman who was preparing supper replied, "Yes, God willing." It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. The air was fresh and sweet. Lencho went out for no other reason than to have a pleasure of feeling the rain on his body, and exclaimed, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are fives." But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed Lencho. "I hope it passes quickly." It didn't pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillsides, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. He stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There's no one who can help us. Will all go hungry this year, said Lencho with a lot of pain. How sad he was when he looked at the crop that has been destroyed. Now we will have an oral comprehension check questions. Oral comprehension check. What did Lencho hope for? The options given are Lencho hoped for a good rain. Lencho hoped for a good hailstorm. What's the right option? Yes, you're right. Lencho hoped for a good rain, not for a good hailstorm. Yes, you're right. Here is a cup for you. One more comprehension check question. Why did Lencho say the raindrops were like new coins? The answer is Lencho compared the raindrops with the new coins because the options given are they were resembling coins in the light. They were promising him a good harvest. Yes, what's the right answer? You're right, they were promising him a good harvest. Well done. The next question is, how did the rain change? Answer, the rain changed into dash. The options given are hailstones, sandstorm. What's the right option? Yes, the rain changed into hailstones. Yes, well done. Here comes one more question. What happened to Lencho's field? Answer, all the crops in Lencho's field dash. The options given are got destroyed, were not affected. What's the right answer? Yes, all the crops in Lencho's field got destroyed. Here is a clap for you. What were Lencho's feelings when the hail stopped? The options given are Lencho was filled with grief, Lencho was filled with joy. What's the right answer? Yes, I know you're going to give the right answer. Lencho was filled with grief. Well done. Now we will continue reading the concepts from the text. Here is Lencho, thinking only about God. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. The following Sunday at daybreak he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. Lencho's letter almost looked like this. God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes. Because the hailstorm dash dash dash. So just like this he wrote a letter, and on the envelope he just wrote to God. A postman went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." He decided to help him in terms of money. He asked the employees of the post office to give charity. Moreover, he gave a part of his salary too. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. So look at the visual. Here, all of them contributed so that they can offer something for the farmer Lencho. He put the money in an envelope, addressed it to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature: God. This is what the postmaster had done to help Lencho, or to keep Lencho's faith alive. He must be a special and trustworthy person, right? Yes. Now we will have a comprehension check. Oral comprehension check. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? The options given are in his wife, in God. What's the right option you are going to choose? Yes, you're right, in God. Lencho had faith in God. Keep it up. Next question. What did he do? He wrote a letter to God, or he wrote a letter to the government. What's the right option you are going to choose? Yes, he wrote a letter to God is the right option. Well done. Next question. Who read the letter? Of course, Lencho wrote a letter with lot of faith in the God, but who read the letter? So what are the options given? Yes, postman or postmaster. Who read the letter? Yes, you're right. Postmaster read the letter written by Lencho to God. You're a star. What did the postmaster do then? The options given are he didn't want to shake Lencho's faith. He decided to collect money and send it to Lencho on behalf of God. What's the right answer? Yes, he decided to collect money and send it to Lencho on behalf of God. He didn't want to shake Lencho's faith. This is also right answer. Yes. So, well done. Now, we will continue reading the final events of the story. Reading the text. The following Sunday, Lencho came. The postman himself handed the letter to him. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he dropped in the mailbox. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. The postmaster opened the letter and started reading the letter of Lencho to God. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho, this is not good. The post office people offered their savings for helping Lencho. But Lencho is blaming them instead as crooks or dishonest people. Knowingly or unknowingly, we should not blame others. He should be thankful and content for what he had received. Right? Yes. Now we will have a comprehension check. Oral comprehension check. Was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? The options given are: yes, Lencho was surprised. No, Lencho was not surprised. What's the right answer? Yes, Lencho was not surprised is the right answer. Great job. One more question. What made him angry? Or what made Lencho angry? The options given are: there were only 70 pesos in the envelope. There were only 100 pesos in the envelope. Yes, you are right. There were only 70 pesos in the envelope. So Lencho was angry. Well done. Now we will move to thinking about the text. Thinking about the text. Who does Lencho have complete faith in? Answer: Lencho has complete faith in God or in postman. What's the right option? Yes, Lencho has complete faith in God. So that's the right option. Here is a trophy for you. Why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? Answer: the postmaster sends money to Lencho in order, first option, to keep Lencho's faith in God alive and firm, to shake Lencho's faith in God and get the whole credit. What's the right option? Yes, to keep Lencho's faith in God alive and firm. So, why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? The postmaster sends money to Lencho in order to keep Lencho's faith in God alive and firm. You are a star. Now, we will be discussing thinking about the language. Here we go. Thinking about the language. Look at the following sentences from the story. Suddenly, a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. Hailstones are small balls of ice that fall like rain. A storm in which hailstones fall is a hailstorm. You know that a storm is bad weather with strong winds, rain, thunder, and lightning. There are different names in different parts of the world for storms depending on their nature. Match the names in the box with their descriptions below. and fill in the blanks. You may use a dictionary to help you. The words given in the box are gale, whirlwind, cyclone, hurricane, tornado, typhoon. So, first question. A violent tropical storm in which strong winds move in a circle. So, what's the right answer? The right answer is cyclone. A violent tropical storm in which strong winds move in a circle is cyclone. Good job. Next question. An extremely strong wind. Yes. What's the right answer? Yes. An extremely strong wind is gale. We need to choose gale. Yes, you are right. Good job. Next question. A violent tropical storm with very strong winds. What do we call it as? You can use the dictionary also. Yes, the right answer is typhoon. A violent tropical storm with very strong winds. Typhoon. Here is a cup for you. Thinking about the language. Notice how the word hope is used in these sentences from the story. First sentence, I hope it passes quickly. It means here the hailstorm. Okay? Second sentence, there was a single hope, help from God. In the first example, hope is a verb which means you wish for something to happen. In the second example, it is a noun meaning a chance for something to happen. So the same word hope has two different contextual meanings. Right? Yes. We are going to learn some more meanings of the hope by doing this matching activity. Match the sentences in column A with the meanings of hope in column B. Column A. Will you get the subjects you want to study in college? I hope so. Second sentence in column A is, I hope you don't mind my saying this, but I don't like the way you are arguing. So in column B, we have two more sentences or two more meaningful sentences for column A, showing a concern that what you say should not offend or disturb the other person, a way of being polite. Second one is thinking that this would happen. It may or may not have happened. Okay? So, what is the meaning for the first sentence? I'll help you here. So here, yes, for the first sentence, will you get the subjects you want to study in college? I hope so. The meaning is thinking that this would happen. It may or may not have happened. In the second sentence, I hope you don't mind saying this, but I don't like the way you are arguing, showing concern that what you say should not offend or disturb the other person, a way of being polite. The answer looks like this. Right? Yes. Well done. Now we are moving on to our assessment of today's session. Right? Here we go. Assessment. Thinking about the language. Match the names in the box with their descriptions below and fill in the blanks. The words given are gale, whirlwind, cyclone, hurricane, tornado, typhoon. The question here is a violent storm whose center is a cloud in the shape of a funnel. What's the right answer? The right answer is tornado. A violent storm whose center is a cloud in the shape of a funnel is tornado. Well done. Next question. A violent storm with very strong winds, especially in the western Atlantic Ocean. Yes, the right answer is hurricane. A violent storm with a very strong wind, especially in the western Atlantic Ocean, is hurricane. Well done. One more question of matching the names in the box with their descriptions is a very strong wind that moves very fast in a spinning movement and causes a lot of damage. What's the name given to it? Yes, the right option is whirlwind. A very strong wind that moves very fast in a spinning movement and causes a lot of damage. Whirlwind. Here comes stars for you. Well done. One more assessment question given here is match the sentences in column A with the meanings of hope in column B. The sentences in column A are: first one, this discovery will give new hope to HIV or AIDS sufferers. Second sentence, we were hoping against hope that the judges would not notice our mistakes. The options given in column B are A. Wishing for something to happen although this is very unlikely. B. A feeling that something good will probably happen. Which sentence will go with which option? Yes, you're right. So we were hoping against hope that the judges would not notice our mistakes. Will go with wishing for something to happen, although this is very unlikely. The first sentence, this discovery will give new hope to HIV or AIDS sufferers, will go with option B, a feeling that something good will probably happen. The options after matching will look like this. So what's the right matching? 1 with B, 2 with A. Congratulations! Faith moves mountains as well as calms every stormy seas. We came to the end of this lesson. We did activities according to our objectives. That's all for today, and we'll meet again in our next session. Thank you.